The Arctic has always had a certain allure for sailors, the draw of the vast, isolated landscapes and anchorages. It is strange though, isn't it? What is it about this place that makes people want to endure sub-zero temperatures and some of the world's harshest, most unpredictable weather to experience? For many, these days, it now starts with a photograph. That's what we first saw, followed by some video I found online. And there was something inexplicably intoxicating about what I was seeing. We actually began plans to sail here in 2017.
It's about 15 degrees and you want to go to Svalbard.
I know. But life and other adventures have held us back. Riley and I spoke about this place often, and finally, kind of between sailboats, we found ourselves with some time to come here and experience it for ourselves with our young family. So yeah, we're about to mix things up a bit. Join us in the tropics where we kick off our trip and make the journey up to the spectacular Svalbard to go on this trip that we've been dreaming and planning for 5 years now. Try and spot some polar bears with us and learn all about what it means to live on board a tall ship in such harsh conditions with 2 very small children. So we haven't filmed in a while. It's been about a month actually of no filming. We've been here living in the Bahamas in a house whilst our boat gets work done to her. And this morning we're packing up for a massive trip. Like, I don't get nervous for travel these days. We really have done so much, but I'm like nervous to go to Norway. It's going to be so different for us. Being in the cold, we've got the kids as well. Being on a tall ship in the cold, like, it's just gonna blow my mind. I mean, I can't even imagine it right now. And I'm nervous as heck. I'm nervous about this dramatic hair change. Riley's going first though, which makes me feel a little bit better. So we've got Nina here. Thank you, Nina.
No problem.
Came very last minute. We appreciate it. It was time to lose the salty Bahamian dreadlocks we'd acquired over the past few months and exchange them for something a little more Nordic, because we couldn't go up to the Arctic and not get Viking haircuts. Besides, we'd already spoken to one of the crew aboard the Norderlik, the vessel we'd be boarding, and he was already sorted. Riley also planned for one of us, maybe all of us, to do some ice water plunging up north, much to my annoyance. So yeah, there was some training in order, apparently.
Man, I'd like to think that I'd get better at that, but oh my God. That was 8 7-pound bags of ice in a tub. Come on, who's next? We must strike whilst the iron is hot. You ready?
Yeah.
So the time to beat is 1 minute 30. It is cold. You just got to get it. You got to get in, and then I got to hit the timer. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
I'm done.
No, that was 20 seconds. No, get back in. That was 20 seconds. Quick, come on, jump back in. Jump back in.
That's enough.
Oh, get back in or you're not coming to the ice. Don't. Oh, that is bonkers. Okay, ready? You need to beat 1 minute 30.
A minute 30?
You need to beat 1 minute 30.
So this is Rachel, if you haven't met her yet. We kidnapped her to join us on this northern adventure, mostly to help out with the kids. She hadn't done a lot of travel before this, and it was only a couple of weeks into her time with us, and she'd already stayed out on a dangerous oil rig hotel, flown on some tiny, shaky Bahamian aeroplanes with us, and now she was doing ice baths. We love you, Ray. I gotta go wash my hair out. You're taking too long,
I'm
Ray.
starting to shake now.
You're taking too long. Nah, that's amazing.
All right.
Are you going to get out?
And I'm gonna run into the pool.
Right, that was 2 minutes 20, but it didn't even seem like you needed to get out then.
A baby house.
Elena, the people just down from us had a massive pizza.
Oh, lucky them. You should have been ordering pizza instead of sneaking off to sit by yourself, eh?
The relationship counsellor said that we need to be nice to each other.
Let's go, crew. This is the tiniest elevator.
A 9-hour flight from the USA later, and we'd arrived in Oslo, the capital of Norway. A vibrant city full of ancient buildings and green spaces that we'd be able to enjoy for only one night before continuing on.
Hey, Riley, I was going to ask you, how was it travelling here?
Kind of how I expected. Pretty hard. You never sleep on those things, so that makes your life difficult. I kind of slept. The kids were very well behaved considering.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nighttime flight, so they slept.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do that again.
We're jet lagged. Everyone knows what it's like. It's 12, it'd be nearly 1, and myself and Elena and Darwin all rendezvoused by the bathroom. We're like, oh, what are you doing up?
We're doing it.
Okay.
That was like the smoothest, like, leaving a place we've had yet, don't you think?
It was.
We checked into our inn, which would be our home for the next 3 days, before moving aboard the tall ship. We decided to hire a car and get the lay of the land.
What's happening, Riley?
Just packing and unpacking.
So I guess some things that I really want to do whilst we're here, I would love to go sled dogging. Sled dogging without all the snow looks a little bit different, but we've seen them sled dogging like down here on the road, and it's so cool. We absolutely have to see a polar bear, whether that's now or when we get on the tall ship. I have a feeling it's probably going to be on the tall ship.
I'm just really excited.
We've already said how excited we are.
We're at 78 degrees north. That's insane. That's some high latitude. It would have been way cooler to sail here, but difficult with the kids.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh.
It's a place we've always wanted to go, so here we are.
Ticking it off the list. And look at this view behind me, like... Lenny, you're meant to tuck your ears into your beanie, because your ears will get cold.
No, my ears are not getting cold.
Welcome to Longyearbyen. Embarrassingly, it took us far too long to be able to pronounce the name of this town correctly. For the next day, we kind of just ate, slept, sort of, because the sun was not setting at all, it was just always light, and tried to adapt to this new, wild environment that we were in.
This might be the nicest view I've ever seen running. This might be the nicest view I've ever seen running. This is so trippy. That kind of looks funny. Breakfast couldn't have been more beautiful.
Did you film any of it?
Yeah, I did. I filmed so much, more than I'd like. I've just been on my phone looking like a typical tourist way too much. More than I'd like, but I don't even care because it's really just so beautiful, every corner.
you gotta do your job.
I'm like obsessed. I want to capture every single moment here because I've never been so excited for a place, really.
Yes. I love it when Elena gets like this.
I'm
you guys
so
are in for a good
happy
movie.
and so excited.
You guys can probably see the ridiculously large smile I'm sporting here. Seeing Elena light up about filming our adventures here in Svalbard took me right back to the day she picked up that clunky video camera on our sail to Turkey. With an innocent genuineness, just like now, she documented our adventures. A few cameras later, and we've gone from some small town Aussie kids to parents with kids at 72 degrees north. Pretty incredible.
I'm just obsessed with this place. I love the feeling of the culture. It's just a really nice feeling, and especially after our
And what
run.
is the feeling of the culture at the moment?
Well, just like there's a little bit at least history-wise of like hunting, so I would have thought the feeling would have been different, but there's more of like a sciencey explorer vibe, kind of like the Galapagos Islands here.
The Galacticus.
And I really love that they're so welcoming here. Like anyone can move here if they want
Yes,
to.
so this is a really cool point about this place. It's owned by Norway but available to everyone. So anyone can move here really easily. Anyone can travel here really easily. You need to have a place to stay when you arrive.
And a job.
And a job.
Yeah, if you have a place to stay and a job, you can apply to live here and they approve it.
Jobs are easy.
Yeah.
They're desperate for people. So this and they've got the seed bank, so it's a really international world place. I don't know, it's hard to explain.
This afternoon, we'd be hitting up this mysterious seed bank, followed by some dog sledding.
Get in, loser.
You're like
Thank you.
puffy and
You're a bit big. Oh, okay, no worries. And are there tours available to go inside, or it's just not allowed?
She's calling the seed bank.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that makes it even cooler. We will just look at the outside then. All right. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Okay, so you're not allowed to go inside the seed bank. Super protected seeds in the bank. So
You have to be from the KGB.
so we're just allowed to look at the outside, but it's a like futuristic looking building. We're about to go see that. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault is the largest safety backup of the world's crop diversity. 130 metres inside the mountain, seed samples of crop diversity from all over the world are stored at a constant temperature of negative 18 degrees Celsius. There's no public access to the seed vault. That is so cool. How cool is this?
Don't you open it up?
As of 2020, the Seed Vault has stored more than 1 million seed samples representing more than 5,000 species of crops from around the world. This includes more than 150,000 varieties of rice and 200,000 of wheat, which are two of our most important staple crops. Looking to the future, the Seed Vault has a capacity of 4.5 million samples, enough space to safeguard seeds for all crops of importance to humanity. This
Wow.
place is wonderful.
His little hands. We can't find his mitts. They're somewhere in the bag. They're somewhere in our bag. We just haven't found them yet, but he's so cold and cute. Like a little teddy bear. You be cute. Yeah, you want to go? Back in the warm car. I was just saying to Riley, and he said I needed to share with you. When we first landed, I was kind of like unsure, not knowing if this place was beautiful or not. I was like, oh, this isn't what I thought it would be. But now I've gotten used to the colours and everything, and there really is so much beauty here, but it's just a different kind of beauty. Like there's no trees or anything. It's just this insane landscape, huge mountains with ice on the top. And yeah, this
You've
history
been
of the
losing
coal
your
mine.
mind filming.
Yeah, every shot I get, I'm like, oh, that's the best shot ever. But there's so much beauty. I could spend all day just looking at things. I could not be happier.
Guitar now, mate.
We've just found some seals, some dead seals, and Lenny's saying, Mama, I want to go and play with the seals.
And we're like, I'm sorry, Lenny, but the seals are actually dead.
Then I want to go to the seal.
Can't, mate. They're hanging upside down.
I want to go to the seal.
They're not alive, Bubba. Okay, we're going to drive off, mate. Okay, so bye-bye.
Bye-bye, seals.
Elena just went to ask the lady with the gun if she could take video her, and it turns out they know the channel, and now they want a photo with us.
Okay, so who have we got here?
Hi, my name is Carl. I am here because my great-grandfather went missing on Spitsbergen 100 years ago, and I'm making a documentary, and I'm going to find him back.
And so you're here to film it too?
Yeah, I'm here to film it.
What are you doing?
So far, everything's been really cheap, which is weird considering how remote this location is. This was $150 for the day, which I was expecting it to be probably $200 or $250. It's cheaper than the Bahamas. You can get a good meal here for $10. You can get an excellent meal for $15 US. This is all US I'm talking. Been away from Australia for too long. Sorry, Australia.
You're very sturdy. Might be small enough, maybe. Okay, you look good to go. Tuck your ears in because it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
All right, should we go outside and have a look at the dogs?
All right, so dogs are already standing in the teams. So one row, 8 dogs, that's the one team. Smartest dogs are here closest to us. Those are lead dogs. Then we have a team dogs. And last 2 doggies, those are usually the strongest dogs or the biggest troublemakers. So we keep them as close as possible to the cart or the sledge. So we have the most control over them.
Yeah.
Now this is Sven.
Ah, hey Sven.
This is Sven. He can jump up, but if you want to come and cuddle him.
These are the most doggy smelling dogs I've ever laid my hands upon.
You stink. You stink.
Whilst we're gearing up to bomb around with these Svalbardian pups, we thought it prudent to share some information about the sledding of the dogs. The practice of using sleds to pull dogs dates back for sure to 6000 BC, and harnesses and sled bits have been found together with canine remains as long as 8,000 years ago, which is mind-boggling. That's a long time ago. There is an incredibly rich history involving sled dogging. If you haven't seen Against the Ice with the dude from Game of Thrones, it's so good. I actually called up Nate from Cara Nate and recommended it to him recently. Norwegian sledders established the longest race in Europe, the Finnmarksløpet, that I have definitely pronounced that incorrectly, where a single musher with 14 dogs races 620 miles. And like many people who live in the Arctic, sled dogging, simply put, is just a highly effective mode of transport. Elena's hands are bitterly cold. We can't do any filming because we're just cold. As soon as we stop, the dogs are just barking their heads off. But they do seem, I'm quite sure they're being very, very well looked after. Once we know the dogs are being looked after, then we can start worrying about ourselves. And, oh dear. It's snowing. This is not the Bahamas.
We're not in the Bahamas anymore.
The lady offered for me to drive, which is normally something that I do, but my hand wouldn't actually be able to grip the brake. I'm cold.
I don't know
Must be
how.
nice and
I don't
warm.
know how he's asleep right now.
All right, Elena, what do you think of the Sled Dog?
I think it was very clear what I thought. I feel I don't want to be ungrateful or sound like I'm just a
No, just tell us how it
snobby
is, mate.
travel
Just-
blogger.
No,
Like,
don't. Just
honestly.
that's not no. The problem with travel vlogging in general, or the cliche problem, is people say that everything's
Everything
wonderful,
is good, yeah. Yeah.
when really everything's a drum.
Everything's a job. That was not very fun at all. Part of that was our fault for not wearing the right gear. I should have had a big furry neck thing. I took their advice and used their gloves when really their gloves were the thinnest things I've ever put on and were useless. My fingers were frozen. I should have worn mine. I brought good ones.
They had less insulation than wet paper towel.
So not only were we freezing, but every time she put the brakes on, that was fine. But when she took off the brakes, it was like I'd been dropped 30 centimeters on my ass. It was like boom. My ass was hurting. It was numb. I couldn't wait for it to be over.
The dogs are very well looked after, and I thought the lady really enjoyed her job. I would never film it and then show it if it was.
No, it's
You
not
know,
like
like-
they're like training monkeys in a zoo.
We did film it and show it, but we spoke about how the camels were not super well treated in Morocco.
Tunisia.
when we were there.
Was it Tunisia?
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, felt like a tourist, and it wasn't very good. Everything else has been brilliant. Some of the food here is fantastic.
Oh, this is the best place. You guys have to stay here. Love it here.
What's the name of the boat?
No, do it.
Say it again.
No, do it.
Good man. Better pronunciation than mine.
Hey, oh my gosh. Hey, baby.
We're looking forward to being back in our element next week. Join us for part 2 of 5 next week with the boat tour. This ship sure has some character. And make sure you've subscribed so you don't miss this one.